We're live.
We're live.
Ooh.
It's alive.
Yes. If you would read. Oh, so.
We answered while he was still typing, I guess.
Yeah, guys. Hi. Sorry. We're a little distracted. We've had a very busy day. For those of you who didn't notice, I dropped at the beginning of the chat a link to a video I posted on my channel because we got 3 new family members today. Hi,
Again,
Doug.
Doug. How's the Jameson hitting, brother?
Ooh. I have my booze right here.
Got me some Canadian Club because my wife brought some back from Canada.
Yes, my husband
Some
has
ginger.
Canadian rye for a change. Can you guys all hear me? Hi, Stephen. Good morning. It is. Must be nice and early.
Suddenly, I'm reminded of Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
And in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
Yeah.
Because over here it's evening.
Indeed. Hi, Jonathan. So.
Thanks for the feedback, Stephen. It helps because we never know at first if we're.
So, guys, look.
Good to go or not.
If you can see him, we got this cute little puppy, Bruno. I don't want to disturb him because he's sleeping, but we got him I'm going to pick him up anyway because he's so cute. You guys got to see him. Hi, baby. Say hi. Oh, hi. It's Bruno. Hi, Mickey. Hello. Yes, he is a little fur bundle. He's a little bit sickly. He was apparently being kept in some poor conditions, so we fed him a ton of meat today. Gonna give him some bone broth. Get him up to snuff, but right now he loves to cuddle. Hey, Bruno. He's like, good. I'm done.
Flop.
Yep. He's so tired. He did all kinds of running around today because we also got 2 goats. Just a reminder, guys, I put a link at the top of the chat to my video where I introduce our goats, Carol and Pam.
Because of course they're Carol and Pam.
Yes.
You're a little weird.
It's their names. I just asked them what their names were, and that's what they told me. I can't help it. But so he was chasing around me while I was setting up the goats. So it's been a busy day for us. We haven't seen Dave yet, so Dave hasn't met Bruno yet. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah, we have a timeshare in Dave, as it turns out.
Yes. So, yeah, Dave loves the neighbor because the neighbor has cows, so he gives Dave milk. And the neighbor has another dog that Dave likes to play with. Apparently, they sleep together like a couple of
like a couple, if you will.
Like a couple of gay lovers, which is fine. That makes him happy, but it means he's only at our house like half the time. So, oh, I can't see that. I'm gonna have to bring you guys closer. I'm sorry, I can't read it.
Oh no! Now they get to look at me up close.
It's okay. The lighting's very poor, so it won't matter. So, how is everybody? Are we all ready for Christmas? Not even close, man. Not even close. We have a Christmas tree, but it's upstairs with my daughter. She hasn't decorated it yet, but she has decorations. I think she just hasn't bothered yet. Maybe we'll do a little tree decorating party. Definitely a whole bunch of cookie making because we have a bazillion friends here, and I show love with food. So I'll be doing a ton of Christmas baking. Maybe I'll do a Christmas baking video.
That's a good idea.
There's nothing better than Christmas cookies, guys. And I don't think that's a big thing here.
No, last year when you did it where we were staying our first Airbnb, the people were very surprised when you showed up with
Yeah, I
cookies.
brought over a plate of cookies and they were like, they didn't know what to do with it. It's like, you eat those. They're delicious.
Hola, Barry.
Hi, guys. Who's that? Oh, so hi, guys. Wonderful couple. I'm always watching on your video here. Hello. I wish I could see better.
In the Philippines.
Oh, is that what that says? Okay, good.
I assume that's what the PH is.
Hi. Is it Remil?
That's what I read.
Yeah. I seriously need better glasses, guys. Okay, so I have this problem where yesterday we went to a Christmas party and I was all dressed up in my red sequin dress and I had like a little headband with these bouncy Christmas stars. And I put on my fake eyelashes for a change. I don't usually bother with those kinds of things because they're too fussy and I get really annoyed. But I have a pair that are like the magnetic ones. And the guys in this chat are gonna be like, why is she talking about this? It's really fascinating actually. Whenever I put them on, my eyesight gets a little bit worse. I think the magnets are messing with the shape of my eye a little bit, just enough that it gets blurry. So I think I still have a little bit of the magnetic eyeliner on, and it's messing with my eyes. Either that or I'm just
You get
older.
support on the magnetic eyelash hate. There you
go. See? Well, I chose the magnetic ones because there's nothing I hate more than the ones that use glue because the glue hurts my eyes, and every time I blink, it feels like I don't know. I hate them. I hate them. I shouldn't wear them at all, but the truth is I'm a natural ginger, which means I have like no eyebrows and no eyelashes to speak of. And every once in a while, a girl just wants to look like a normal girl. So they're
go.
they're not like caterpillar eyelashes though, guys. They're subtle. You wouldn't necessarily know they're fake.
No. Matthew says it's not down to too much sauce at the party. Well, how do you know Ginger didn't drink too much sauce at the party? Although she did get a little head started.
Oh, I had a glass of wine and 2 mojitos. That was pretty good for me. But I did have, like, 4 rums before.
Good thing I was driving.
Uh, yeah, it was pretty good. It was a good party. It was an early party.
Yeah.
So, we got to bed at a decent time still, but it was wicked fun. It's nice to dress up for a change. There's, like, literally nowhere I can wear a sequin dress in this country except for a Christmas party. And even there, it looked a little out of place. I was feeding one of the stray cats because it was at a restaurant in the jungle a bit, and I was feeding one of the stray cats, and he bit me. He didn't wanna be my friend.
No, he did not. He was not very social.
Even though I was feeding him, I gave him chicken.
You feed me, and I don't bite.
You sometimes bite.
Those are nibbles. It's a little different.
Uh-huh. So, how's everybody? What are you guys up
Is
to?
everybody else ready for Christmas?
Yeah. Tell me about your Christmas plans.
3 weeks, right?
Oh my god, really?
Today's the 4th.
Oh shit.
That means 21 more days to Christmas, and that's 3 weeks.
I am not ready, man. I am not ready. Now that you say that, I'm like, oh my god. It really is.
We just got some goats we could regift.
I don't know. Can you give gifts? Goats as a gift? That would be interesting. Who would want them? So,
Who wouldn't want goats?
Alan's still recovering from his work Christmas party. I've been to some of those. It's true. One I actually got fired after.
Oh.
Long time ago.
You're trouble.
Yeah, it's true.
Less so now than you used to be.
Oh, he's having a nightmare. Bruno's having a nightmare. I got a little puppy here, for those of you who don't know why I'm stroking the couch. So Jonathan's decorated the outside of the house with decorations and lights, got the tree up and decorated. That's as far as I've made it. Hey, you've made it further than me.
You did all the good stuff.
Now
you just have the shopping and
Do
wrapping.
we need to nickname you Rusty now? Is it Rusty?
No,
it's Sparky.
Sparky.
Sparky. From my most favorite movie ever. And anybody out there who hates Christmas Vacation, just get off my feed right now and don't ever talk to me again.
She's a big fan.
I love that movie. Oh my god. Yes, I've already had it on once. It's usually my tree trimming movie. I put it on when I'm trimming the tree, but Barry skips Christmas. Oh, I love Christmas, but it's been harder. Like since we got here, it's been harder. It doesn't feel quite like Christmas without our family here and without snow.
There's no snow. There's no family. It is a little tough to get into it.
And Jonathan says, call me whatever you like. Just don't call me late for dinner. If you're late for dinner, I'll just keep it warm for you. It's fine. It's fine.
Like a lot of people not doing much.
Yeah, Steven, no plans, eh? Yeah, Alan says he likes a real tree. So right now I have a fake tree and I hate it. But real trees are hard to come by here. They don't really do that
But
here.
I could get you a banana tree, put it in a pot.
No, it's not the same. But we do have plans to get a whole bunch of pines, like little pine seedlings. We have a huge corner of our property that has nothing but weeds right now. And we want to plant some trees there to help keep the soil from eroding away. So we thought I'll plant a whole bunch of pine trees over there. And then each year I'll have one I can cut down and have myself a real tree. I'll just grow my own. So,
One
see?
year you're gonna find
Problem
they're
solver.
tall enough you have to cut a hole in the roof.
That's okay. This would be like, Dad, that's not gonna fit in our yard. It's not going in our yard, Russ. It's going in our living room. Yep. Brad says he decorated a palm tree. Oh, we could do that, but you can't get a lot of decorations on a palm tree. They don't have a lot of arms.
So Barry wants to know if pines are native here. I don't know if they're native, but they do grow here at the more elevated parts of the country.
Yeah.
We've seen some little what do you call it, copse of pine here and there. We've seen
I can actually see some pine trees from our rancho here when I look out during the day. There are did I say palm trees or pine? Pine trees. There are some growing close to here, and the Airbnb about 12 kilometers from here that we were staying at before we moved here has a ton of gigantic pine trees, like huge. What is it, 50, 60 feet?
Yeah, it's a big coffee
tall.
plantation, and they use them along the roads.
Yeah.
Got to be like every 50 feet, there's another giant pine tree.
Yeah, they're gigantic. So they do grow, but up in the mountains more. So I'm excited. I can't wait to have a Christmas tree, like a real one. Hi to Portugal. Is it albino? Very good. Yeah, I like pines best too. Christmas tree farm in Costa Rica. Yeah, just mostly for us because I don't think anybody else we know would want those.
Yeah.
I don't even know where I'd find a Christmas tree holder.
No, that's a good point.
That could be a
problem.
I might have to put it in a pot.
Yeah.
Weird. Okay, I don't know. Jonathan says he's never been to Costa Rica, but he hears it's beautiful here. Yeah, you'd hear it from us. It's fabulous here. I absolutely love it.
Yep.
Every day I take pictures of my sunrise and I post it to my Twitter, and it's like, yep, still perfect. Yep. And now the sunsets too are getting really good. We're lucky because we're kind of on the top of a mountain. So on that side, I get the sunrise in the morning, and on that side, I get the sunset in the afternoon. So I get to see both sides. It's fabulous.
Ah, Barry's right.
Oh yeah, Barry. When am I gonna have the time for that? I'll have to make time. You're right. That's a good idea. I'm a welder. I can just build my own. Just another thing to do. Now I gotta build a goat house because I have 2 goats, and they're currently taking out space in the chicken coop because I don't have a house for them yet. Steven says, "Glad you're happy with your change of abode." Steven, I can't even explain how much better it is than anything we've ever done.
Understatement of the year that we're happy with the change.
Fantastic. We had our friends that brought us our goats today, we were walking around the property with them, and they pointed out like 3 more trees that bear fruit that we didn't even know about. We just keep finding food here, right?
Yeah, stuff we've never even heard of back home.
Yep.
It's
Stuff.
like, oh, that's another thing we could eat
It was
here.
like, can you eat that? Or I mean, does it just look nice? Yeah.
Yeah, you can eat it. So now I'm looking forward to trying that one. He says it's better than guanabana.
I know.
Guanabana is
I can't remember what he said it was called.
Me neither.
It's weird looking though.
And I even said it after him, but now I don't remember.
Yeah. As we go through, because now we're going into summer here, so I expect I'm going to have a bunch of our fruit trees will start bearing fruit. We haven't had a lot yet so far. We have bananas all over the place. The avocados were coming up. like last month or the month before, but
Couple months
they're
ago,
gone
yeah.
now.
Citrus is pretty much done.
Yeah, the citrus is done for now, but I don't know if it gets more than 1 flush per year, so we'll see. But as I start picking, like, the more exotic stuff, I'll be sharing it on my channel because it's like a discovery every day. It's like, "Ooh, what's this new thing I can
I
eat?"
picked a giant lemon today.
Yeah, it
But
is a giant lemon. It's over there, I think.
yeah, it's too far away to bother.
Huge
Okay,
lemon.
sent our friends home with 3 grapefruits.
Mhm, mhm. And we got tons of pineapples. Monkeys? Vic, no. It's too cold where we are for the monkeys. We're up in the mountains at about 3,600 feet, so the temperatures are mild, which is perfect for us, but monkeys don't like it so much.
Yeah, all the monkeys and sloths live at lower altitudes where it's a little warmer.
Yeah. And the really fancy birds, like the big
The
rainbow-colored
scarlet
macaws
macaws,
and
yeah.
stuff, they all hang down in the hot areas, with the giant spiders,
Mhm.
which is fine. They can all hang out down there.
Yeah, the hot lower altitudes are just perfect to visit. Hit a day at the beach, check out a sloth on the side of the road or whatever, and then
Mhm.
come home where it's more comfortable and
Uh,
there are fewer bugs.
Barry wants us to put the goats in our house. Hell no.
No,
They smell bad.
he's not saying he wants us to. He's saying they will.
Oh,
There's a difference there.
no. No, no. They're actually a little afraid of me right now. I don't know why. I put in my video, it's one of them, the baby Pam. She's very skittish. She's does not like me right now. I'm trying to coax her with food, but she's like the cat I met last night. It's like, hell no. So we'll have to see. Jonathan loves avocados. Yep. They are so good too. My avocado tree. These avocados, you have to understand, they're like this big. They're gigantic and they're so tasty.
Fresh, obviously.
Yes. Mike doesn't like avocados, so they're all mine. Oh, Jonathan, you had citrus trees in Arizona? I have a friend who's growing one citrus tree in her backyard, but I hear it's a struggle because it's so dry. But I don't know. I've never been to Arizona. Lived in Sydney for 10 years. Do work. That's the furthest I've been, and that's only 100 miles away. Really, Stephen? No other travel? Oh, you gotta travel. I love traveling. Like, I
But
like traveling in all little spurts. I wouldn't wanna be nomadic.
yeah. Although technically that's what we are. We're perpetual tourists.
I guess so. Yeah, but I mean, we're here most of the
Yeah,
time,
that's true.
but we'll go on little excursions every 3 months because we gotta renew our visa, so we'll jet out to Panama. In February sometime, we're heading out to what's that called again? Bocas del Toro,
Mm-hmm.
which is a little
So
set of islands
Caribbean islands and Panama.
off the coast of Panama, and we're gonna go there for 3 days. That should be fun. I'm excited about that. Uh, let's see. Alan says, "I can only imagine the spiders you get here." So, the ones you get here aren't too bad. We've
There's been a
we've had a
couple
couple really big ones.
like half the size of my hand.
Yeah,
Like legit, like this big.
yeah. They're wolf spiders, so they're harmless. Um, at least the ones we've seen. We've got the whip scorpion that is a terrifying nightmare to look at, but completely harmless. But other than that, I haven't seen any, right? Like it's cold enough here. Like when I say cold, I mean like
It's like
16
it's like
degrees.
late spring, early summer by Canadian temperatures all year round.
Yeah. So it's cold enough that the really exotic stuff stays down by the coast where it stays hot and they can stay there. I'm fine with that.
So
Oh.
Vic loved Quepos. Quepos is about 3 hours north of us on
Mhm.
the Pacific coast. So we drive through Quepos on our way up to the
Liberia.
airport.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we haven't really done
Although
Quepos much.
we had lunch in Quepos on our way back. When
Oh,
Union
at the
Flag came by.
airplane.
Mm-hmm.
There's a really cool restaurant in Quepos. It's like there's a gigantic old airplane just kind of perched on the edge of a cliff. And there's a big restaurant built around it. That's pretty good, actually. Really good place. Well run. The food was
Oh,
really
yeah, they were
good.
super efficient. Took no time to get the service and the food.
Yeah, yeah. So, oh, Brad just sent us an email with a link for a video. You should drop the link here too, Brad. I don't mind. Vic enjoys my Twitter pictures and videos.
How do you know he's not talking about me?
You don't ever put any pictures or videos on Twitter. Well, actually, it's not true. Sometimes you do, but very rarely.
It's true.
I live with pictures and videos. Like everything I do has to have an accompanying picture. I love my photographs. I just did a whole bunch of actually. It's funny. I'll share with you guys. I don't know if it'll show up, but what was the name of that? Lensa. It's an app where you feed in like a bunch of. How do I do this? Feed in a bunch of selfies, and it does all these really cool avatars for you, like stylized avatars. So look, it made me into the Tomb Raider. Can you see it? Oh, look at that. Oh, it's blurry. I don't know how to do this, guys. I need to be one of those makeup bloggers.
No, you really don't.
No, you don't want me to be a makeup blogger?
No,
There's
you're
a
good.
couple of really cool ones, though. It was a lot of fun to try. Whereas, oh, I really like this one. It made me an amputee. Like a fantasy style amputee. I'm not sure why. It's an AI, so it gets a little bit wonky, I guess. But I didn't think it was possible to make my boobs bigger, but the AI decided they needed to be bigger. I'm not sure why. So it's fun though, guys. Lensa, give it a try because it is fun.
I don't even have 10 selfies to feed it.
No, I have lots of selfies, but I have to take them for my thumbnails for my channel. So
Barry says it's warming up to -9.
Oh God.
No bueno.
No, you can keep that there. I don't want that. So, Brad. Oh, Emily's performance of Queen's "Don't Stop Me Now." I love that song. So we have a video coming out tomorrow morning, Brad, for Emily Linga. It's her birthday tomorrow. Brad gave us the heads up. He was very kind enough to do that. And I found one of my favorite songs of all time on her channel. It's Olivia Newton-John's "Hopelessly Devoted." Literally one of my favorite songs ever. So I was so excited to do that one. So that's the one we're doing tomorrow as a happy birthday to her. It was mostly a happy birthday to me, to be honest, because I love that song. It was so good. Mr. Orange says, "Nice rack."
Your
I think he's talking to you.
Avatar thing you had with the extra big boobs.
Oh, I thought he was talking to you.
I mean, okay, that's a little
It
weird.
is pretty nice. A little hairy, but I like that. I like to bury my face in it. Do a little motorboat. I know Ginger in the Wild episode on notifications just before your live chat. We'll watch after the stream. Thanks, Steven. It's just introducing you to my new family members, Carol, Pam, and Bruno. Barry says, a little late to ask, but what is Twitter? Are you joking right now? I hope you're joking.
What does it mean? What is your Twitter?
Oh, what is my Twitter? Oh, I'm a handy ginger gal. So, for those of you who are looking, it's going to alienate a few people. Yeah.
She has opinions, and Twitter's
I'm a
where
bit
they
of
come
an
out.
a-hole sometimes. I can't lie.
She has opinions, and Twitter's where they come out.
I love my Twitter peeps, though. Most of my Twitter is arguing a little bit of politics, fitness, food, and sharing pictures of my chickens, mostly. And sometimes my dog. It's kind of like it's a grab bag of everything, right? But you think I'm a dirtbag. Mike's worse.
I've never cared if Twitter kicked me off.
No, Mike has so much DGAF, it's ridiculous.
So Steven, the pup's name is Bruno, but we didn't name him that. Our friends named him that. So our friends went to visit the lady's mother this morning.
Yep.
And she had these puppies that were rescued.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, "This is your dog now." to them.
But they have like 4 dogs already.
So they came over with 2 goats and a dog, and we decided that he could be our dog. But in the hour that they owned him, they named him Bruno.
Yes, but I kept the name because it fit.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, yeah, he's totally a Bruno. He's so cute right now. He's completely asleep. Hey, why don't you say hi to everybody? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm going to disturb you again because you're so cute. And I want to share you with everybody. Hey, see? Say hi, Bruno.
You were Jonathan and Jocelyn's dog for 1 hour.
Yep. Now you're mine. Ours, I guess. I guess I can share you with
yours.
Mike. Oh, he's so tired. Look at him. Oh. Hi, boo-boo. Hi. See? So cute. He's like, put me down, lady, so I can go back to sleep.
No time for your nonsense.
Yeah, he's beat.
Big day. He got adopted twice.
Yeah, he's anemic, so I give him a bunch of meat and I got to give him some broth, but it means he's sapped of all his energy for today. We're going to have to build him up. Hey, you got a 3-acre farm you got to manage, mister. Because Dave doesn't do it. He's lazy. Ah.
Flexing sarcasm on Twitter is like the #1 reason to be on there, Jamie. I had a little conversation with someone today on Twitter who said she never follows politics or negativity on her Twitter feed.
Mm-hmm.
I said I had to admit that I do.
Yep.
But that she says it stressed her out, and I said I have to be amused by the degree of stupidity. It's all in your perspective, right?
Mike likes to pick fights. He thinks that it's me that picks fights, but Mike picks fights way more than I do.
I don't pick the fights. I just sometimes have to get into them.
Most of the time, I just avoid them now. If I see people that are being dirtbags, I just block, because I want mostly positivity on mine, but it's hard sometimes. It's really hard sometimes. We're lucky, though, because our group of friends on Twitter is amazing. We have some really, really wonderful people, super positive.
Hi,
Doug, we're talking to you, buddy. So we have a pile of really good friends, the kind that prop you up, right? Like the kind of friends that are happy for you when you succeed at something, and they're happy to chip in when you need advice. Like anytime I need anything, advice, I have 2 or 3 Twitter friends that would get on like video chats with me to help coach me through my welding when I was learning how, right? Like that's how good my friends are on Twitter. So something like that, like social media can be a real shithole sometimes, right? But it's I think it's a lot of what you make of it, right?
That's absolutely true.
Yeah, because Twitter can be there's some really nasty areas of Twitter that I wouldn't even want to dare go into. But like if you put out the right kind of stuff and you follow the right kind of people, you can get a really amazing circle, right? Like there's people all over the world where if I was traveling to a city and I knew they were living there, I could hit them up and I'd be like, yeah, come stay with us for a couple days, right? Like I could get anything done. It's amazing.
Mr. Orange from the UK wants to know where we're from. Mr. Orange, we were originally from Canada. Southern Ontario, and now we're in Costa Rica.
Yes, loving Costa Rica. I'll never go back. Ellen wants to squeeze him. You could, but he's got a fat belly right now.
Meat.
I give him a ton of meat. Yeah. Mr. Orange is from the UK. Ooh, what's the temperature like there today? I wonder. It's just starting winter there. So, Jamie says I can get in trouble because I can laugh at anything. Me too, man. I make the worst jokes. It's more fun to make jokes than it is to start fights, right? Like when
my problem is nobody gets my sense of humor.
No, nobody ever does. It's true. Yeah. He has a very dry sense of humor. Most people don't get it. It's true.
But I amuse myself endlessly.
Steven only uses YouTube. That's cool, man. It's not for everybody, right? Like I spend a lot of time on Twitter, but it's like literally inviting my friends over for coffee and we have like a chat session. It's like that. That's what my Twitter's like for me. It's amazing. So
yeah, I keep my feed small so it's not overwhelmed by lots of strange people and strange things.
I follow maybe 1,500 people. I'm almost at 10,000 followers right now, so it's starting to get a little bit hard to manage when like my replies and stuff. But it's still cool because honestly, I could put out any question and I get like 1,000 answers. They're all amazing. So lots of people willing to help. It's awesome. 5 degrees. That's actually not as bad as I expected. In the UK? I guess they don't get cold like Canada, do they?
No.
Oh, lucky. Yeah, Jamie says people are basically good, but we all must battle human nature. It's true.
Hi, Basil.
Hi, Baz. How's it going?
Well, it's hard to have fun without you, but we'll try.
It's true. I'm sorry we keep picking times when you're working. Oh, but for us, we had a call with our friend Doug today, and we had a bunch of recording to do for the channel because I have a bunch of construction that I want to get done this week. So I wanted to bank up some videos so I could, guys. Okay, so I finished my staircase. For those of you who haven't seen the video on my channel, I finished my staircase, and now we're starting to put the floor on the second story of our bedroom build. And it's starting to actually look like a room, guys. It's amazing. I'm so excited. And now I find out that his mother is coming to visit us in February for like a week, and I have nowhere for her to sleep unless I finish this bedroom in that time. So I'm excited and also really, really anxious to get it done. What's the temperature in Costa Rica?
I'm looking up.
Oh, you're looking it up.
Right
it
now.
Depends where you are. The truth is. So where we are specifically,
right now it's 20.
It's 20 degrees Celsius. It's probably hotter down by the coast, but we're up in the mountains, so it's milder here.
It'll get down to the mid-teens overnight every night.
Yep, which is perfect. So 25 Fahrenheit in Pennsylvania. Ugh. That sounds cold.
That is 7 Fahrenheit degrees below freezing, which is like -3.5, give or take.
Oh, that's nasty. No, thank you.
I have watched Stephen Wright. He's pretty good.
Who's Stephen Wright?
He's a stand-up comic.
Oh.
Even bigger fan of what the hell's his name? Oh, I'm drawing a blank on his name, but he said that an escalator can never be broken. It can only temporarily be stairs.
I know. I don't know. I don't know who he's talking about, guys.
Rice is really great if you're really hungry and want 1,000 of something.
That's actually funny.
It is funny.
That one's funny.
What the hell's his name? I'm drawing a blank.
Oh, Jamie enjoys my good morning pics. They're fabulous, right? Like, I get to wake up and it's right there. It's right there. Not there. There.
A little further.
I literally take most of those pictures from my sofa.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Or
I feel so lucky.
Sofa.
Sofa. That's right. Yeah.
26 degrees in Australia. No, thank you.
Oh, God.
That's a little too hot.
Oh, I don't know. That's not, 26 isn't bad.
That's a couple of degrees above where I sweat sitting still. So that's too much.
26 is fine for me, but yeah, Mike gets a little. But it's daytime there right now. Maybe we get 26 degrees here in the daytime. Yeah, you're fine.
But that's the part of the day where I wish it was a little cooler.
Mr. Orange is in the middle of a kitchen refurbishment. Have been cooking on a camping stove for the last month. Oh, dude, totally been there. Right? We've been there a few times actually.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Best of luck getting that.
Yes, good luck.
Resolved successfully quickly.
It's always fun when it's done though. Right? Like our previous house in Canada, we had a fire and I spent maybe 2 years rebuilding the inside of that whole house almost by myself. We had some work done from a contractor before, but all the finish work I did myself, and it literally took me 2 years. But it was so beautiful when it was done. But I was so ready to sell it and get the hell out of it. By that time, it was so much work. But yeah. See, Mr. Orange says 26 degrees sounds perfect. Yeah, it is for me. I like it warm like that.
I don't mind when it hits 26, 28 here when the breeze is up. Just enough to keep me cool. It's fine. which, you know, is kind of where it peaks every day, is maybe 27, 28, 30 at the outside. It's all good.
Homeschool Time says, love smart people who do not have myocarditis.
Heart is strong.
Right? Absolutely. My heart is good as long as there is
any heat is good.
a pool or the sea to cool down. Yeah, we don't really, it's not really hot enough that we need a pool here.
No.
I might still build one just because I really like cold plunges, but okay, no, I don't need to build a pool,
No, you
remember?
don't. Hi,
Guys,
Sarah Beth.
hey lady, there's my girl from Arizona. Just FYI, I'll message you later, but I've never received that package you sent. I'm gonna have to call USPS and find out where my bikini is. But,
Yeah. Where's your bikini, woman?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't need one here actually. I just kind of walk around naked sometimes. But guys, I have a video on my channel. So we have on one side of our property, there's the property line is there's a river, but the slope to get to it is so steep that for the whole time we've lived here, we've never actually seen the river. We can hear it from the top of the hill, but I can't see it because the hill's too steep. It's not safe to go down. So last week or the week before, we
Last week.
actually we hiked down the road to where the river actually meets the road, and we actually walked up the river till we got to where our property is.
Bye,
And
Brad.
see you, Brad. Cheers. And we found right there where our property is, in our backyard, is a huge swimming hole and waterfall, and it's in our backyard. It's amazing, and it was great to swim in. So I have to build some stairs, but for now, I'm gonna build a rope ladder to get up and down there so I can do my cold plunges there. It's wicked
Yeah, it's a
awesome
lot
though.
cheaper to maintain a natural river than a pool.
Yeah, it's also really dangerous though. There's that. So
We live for adventure and danger.
Yeah, I tend to like adventure, it's true. Sarah Beth, don't worry about following up on it. I'll do it. I'll call USPS. I just haven't got around to it, but I really want that bikini. But my cheese cultures that were in that package are probably long dead now. I'll tell you that.
Worth it.
Mhm. So, oh yeah, bread's left. Okay. So we have many small streams and waterfalls here, but y'all have us beat, Jamie. Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, the mountains will do that for you.
Yeah.
And you know, all the rain.
Yeah. There's
A lot of
literally
rivers.
waterfalls everywhere here, guys. They're everywhere. It's fabulous because I love waterfalls. We just actually this past weekend visited a really cool one. What was the name of that again? Do you remember? Echo something.
Eco Chantal or something like that.
Yeah. I'm gonna go back. We're gonna go back probably in the next couple of weeks if we can, because it's a little far. But and I'll do like a full length video about it because it was a fabulous place to visit. If you're ever in Costa Rica, I would definitely recommend.
Rent a 4x4.
Yeah.
You're not getting there otherwise.
Yeah. Well, that's true.
That's true of almost all the best places in this country, though.
Yeah. Mr. Orange is 30 minutes away from London.
I'd love to see London, but
I
I don't
wouldn't
want to
like
be
to
that
live
close
there.
to a big city.
No.
Any big city. That's not my vibe.
Yeah. Where we are is like so remote. It's so far away from everything. It's perfect. We love it.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely love it. Would a Jeep suffice?
You
Yes,
know it would,
baby.
girl.
That's my Jeep, girl. I miss my Jeep. When I visited Canada a couple weeks ago, my son, Julian, still has my Jeep, Stella. He's been driving her since we left. And so I got to use her when I went back to Canada for 2 weeks. I missed my Jeep. I really need to find a way to get her here because it would be so fabulous to have that here in this country. Just take
Bruce can hear you. He's right out there in the driveway.
I would give Bruce a nice girl in the driveway, topless. Right?
Bruce is the
Land Cruiser.
Land Cruiser.
We have a 20-year-old Land Cruiser named Bruce, but my Jeep is named Stella. But she takes her top off. So it'll be worth it.
Jamie, we have seen Falling Water. We've been to visit. We love it.
Oh, I am a huge Frank Lloyd Wright fan. Huge Frank. We saw Kentuck Knob too, which I actually liked better than Falling Water, to be honest. Falling Water, the surroundings are beautiful, but the house itself was kind of meh for me. Kentuck Knob was really beautiful, and there was another one we saw too. I can't remember what it was now. We saw the one thing about Kentuck Knob that actually. Okay, so guys, for those of you who aren't aware, in what area of Pennsylvania is that?
Oh, geez, I don't know.
We stayed at
Western, I think.
Yeah, we stayed at the Seven Springs Resort, which I absolutely recommend for anybody who's going to Pennsylvania for any reason. The Seven Springs Resort was fabulous. We did skeet shooting there. It was so much fun, and the resort itself was fantastic.
Yeah, it's a ski resort, but we went in the summer.
Yeah, we went in summer. They have a ton of stuff to do there, right? They have an alpine slide and like a climbing wall. It was wicked fun. But anyway, we went and did a Frank Lloyd Wright tour. So we toured a bunch of the Frank Lloyd Wright houses. Well, a couple of them. The one thing about Kentuck Knob, though, is they have a really beautiful sculpture garden. So you get to go through, hike through the woods, and they have like dotted along the trail is all this sculpture. And I remember we walked around a corner, and all of a sudden, right in front of us was this huge chunk of the Berlin Wall.
Random Berlin Wall
Like,
chunk.
legitimately a piece of the Berlin Wall in the middle of the Pennsylvania forest. And I looked at Mike and I go, "Is that what I think it is?" Yes. It was legit, right there, larger than life. It was very cool. Yeah. So many cool things there. I love Pennsylvania. It's one of our favorite places to go.
Well, and we decided to break up our drive and stay in Pittsburgh.
Yep.
On our way home, which surprised the hell out of us. I mean, it's got a reputation as a steel town and whatever.
It was great,
but
though.
That conservatory was fantastic.
Yeah, they have a very cool conservatory.
Great dinner at a fondue restaurant.
Which is gone now.
It's gone now.
Yeah, we went up the L? Is it called an L? What was it called? The incline. Yeah. So cool.
It's a much nicer city than its reputation.
It's true.
We were pleasantly surprised.
It's true. But I will say Pennsylvania is one of my favorite places for sure. Absolutely love it there.
Hola in Brazil.
Oh, Jamie says he prom at the Seven Springs. That's fabulous. Yeah, it was a really good resort, actually. I would absolutely go back there.
We went for our wedding anniversary, right? Just to get away and.
Yeah, it was our wedding anniversary. Yeah, it was so much fun.
That was a great trip.
It was a great trip. Yeah, I should share some pictures and stuff. It was so much fun to go. Like we're cool like that. We like just kind of rambling around the woods and stuff. And I love architecture, so going to see Frank Lloyd Wright's houses was a huge.
Yeah, blowing up some clay with a 12 gauge and then some culture.
Yeah,
that's perfect.
Oh, the shotguns were fabulous. That was so much fun. I love shooting, guys. It was wicked fun. So. Hi to Brazil. What does that say? The Appalachian Trail passes through Somerset County. Yeah, I don't know. So we love to hike, but I don't know if I do the Appalachian Trail. Like it's really long, and I've heard some things that some of it's really dangerous.
We're getting old
right?
And worn out. We climbed our last volcano last month.
Yeah, yeah. Alan says, "I haven't heard either of you say the Canadian A. Have you lost it?" No, I still say it sometimes.
We still say it sometimes, but we're from a pretty urban part of Canada.
Yeah, we're from Southern Ontario. We didn't say it a lot.
They save that for the backwoods mostly.
Yeah.
No, the more rural places.
Yeah. Actually, it's funny because I used to have a neighbor, and him and his brother, they were twins. They were from British Columbia, and it was funny because they never said "a," but they said "hey" all the time. Right, like every sentence was done with "hey."
Yeah, that's more of a Western thing. I got some of that in Alberta too. The time
really?
I was out there.
Yeah, it's weird. That took me by surprise when I saw.
The best was my high school buddy who came up from New Brunswick.
He
used to like to come over and play road hockey with me and my sister. My sister was very athletic,
and
some of the kids on my street, he'd come over to the door and say, "Do you want to play road hockey? Do you?" A great Eastern Canadian speech pattern. And I would spend 10 months of the year saying, Derek, you only need one do ya in any sentence.
That's right.
And I'd break him of it. And then he'd go back east of summer and come back in September. It was the same deal.
I hear you're Canadian when you say no. I don't know what
Canadians
that means.
don't say no.
This one does. Sometimes it's a hell no. I've always been told by my American friends that they can tell when I'm Canadian when I say about.
Yeah, what's with all the hate for our about?
I don't know what that is.
I don't say a boot.
No, I don't hear it. I don't know what they're talking about. It's crazy. He's kicking me. Why are you kicking me? Bruno's having nightmares. Come on,
You had a rough childhood to this point.
Yeah, you had a rough morning. So many changes. So many changes. Hey?
Okay, so Letterkenny. I've seen some clips. I hear it's pretty good.
I've never watched a single episode of that. I hate Canadian television. It's all really bad. I can't lie. It's all really bad. SCTV used to be okay.
Mhm.
Like, meh. But other than that, I've hated almost everything else that was ever Canadian made. I don't know if there's that's not true actually. Lately, I mean, when I say lately, I mean the last decade or so. Like Orphan Black was Canadian made, right?
It was shot in Canada anyway.
It was pretty good.
And Cardinal.
Cardinal was shot. That was a fabulous show. Agnes Obel did the soundtrack. Guys, Cardinal's a great show if you haven't watched it. Really dark the way we like it.
It's Scandi Noir, really just set in Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So lately, some of the newer Canadian stuff has gotten pretty good, but like when we were growing up and it was just cable and there wasn't like streaming service stuff, the Canadian content was trash. All of it was trash. It was like Coronation Street, but Canadian. Sorry. Sorry for the British hate, but I hated Coronation Street too.
G-Man wants to know if you were sad when you gave up your Jeep. Of course she was sad when she
You
gave
have
up her
no
Jeep.
friggin' idea how sad I was about that.
You have no idea how many discussions we had about how she could get her Jeep here.
Yeah, it just wasn't gonna work out. But the good thing is I gave it to my son to use. I said, "You can keep it. Just take care of it," because I didn't have the heart to give it up. And I thought one day I'm gonna figure out how to get that Jeep here without it costing a fortune. So actually, I may at some point, I've been thinking about it in the next year or so, maybe fly back up to Canada, grab her, and drive her all the way down. Because shipping her would be, I mean, the cost for that is ridiculous, and the duties you pay to get the Jeep in is ridiculous. But if I drove her down, I could just drive her across the border as a visitor and keep her. So I might just do that. Of course, there's a few places of like Guatemala, Honduras,
Parts of Mexico
and
you might have to come
Mexico.
through. Yeah.
They're gonna be a little dodgy. So we'll see. Could be a real adventure, or I could die. We'll see.
Okay, Jamie, I'm gonna check out some Letterkenny. Probably not when my wife's around watching, though. I don't think it's her thing.
No.
But it might be mine. How does it feel to live in a tropical climate? Was it easy for you to get used to? We deliberately chose the mountains because the temperatures are
Mild.
very reasonable.
Mm-hmm.
Like mid-teens to high 20s between overnight lows and daily highs. It's late spring, early summer weather all year round compared to where we come from.
Yep.
Very, very easy for us to live here. The difference is really the culture and the languages.
Wait.
Oh.
Why is it?
Oh, we got unplugged.
Oh, plug us in.
I will plug us in.
Sorry, guys. The battery on the laptop's running low. Oh, it's over here. I can see it.
Okay, I'll get it.
Oh. Ah! Technical difficulties. We have equipment failures. Sorry, guys. Yeah, so the tropical climate, it hasn't actually been, we cheated because it hasn't really all the time.
It's very humid. Like, so even when it's not hot, when I work around the property, I sweat very easily and it doesn't evaporate. So there is that. But the temperatures aren't bad. And if I have a shower and sit down, I'm perfectly comfortable.
Yep. And then also the best part about it is I have no furnace and I have no air conditioning. So I don't have to pay energy at all for temperature control. The temperature, this is our rancho. These are just bamboo blinds, but it's outside. And we just spend 90% of our day outside.
If it gets a little breezy, we lower them.
Yep.
If it gets a little hot, we raise them.
Yep. And there's a beautiful breeze on top of our mountain. And yeah, the rain breaks the heat sometimes in the middle of the day, and it's absolutely perfect.
Yeah, these next 2 or 3 months will probably be hotter. All the locals are very excited because summer is coming. Summer. So there'll be a little less rain to break up that heat.
Yep.
Temperatures will be a little higher every day.
Yep.
So that'll be a little less fun for me maybe, but it'll be nice to have a break from the daily rain.
Steven says or Barry says, I didn't know you were wearing your electronics.
No, just my knee underneath the table.
He's just got really long legs. So, do you get good thunderstorms? Oh, dude. Yeah. We don't see a lot of lightning, but we hear thunder all the time. The thunder can be really scary, actually. I love thunder and lightning, but sometimes it gets really loud.
Yeah, no, we've lived in this house for what, 6 or 8 months,
Mm-hmm.
and I've had probably 3 or 4 thunderstorms here that are bigger than anything I saw in
Ever.
50 years in Canada.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, they are big.
Yeah.
And we're under a tin roof here.
Yeah.
So they get
So it's
really
loud.
loud. Sometimes we just put on headphones and watch TV.
Yeah, you have to put on headphones to watch TV, or otherwise you won't even hear it. It's ridiculous. But it's still good. It's still worth it. Still worth it. I think we get a lot more electrical activity in the atmosphere because we're in the ring of fire, right? Which is like the section around like the whole, what is that? The east coast of Asia and Japan, and then all around the west coast of Canada and the States and here, right? They call it the ring of fire. It's where there's like a big, that's where there's a fault line, right? Around one of the big plates. Thank you. I couldn't remember the name of the word.
I got you, Ginger.
So, right, there's like 9 active volcanoes in this country.
7 or 9, something in that range.
There's a volcano I can see from here during the day, in Panama, but it's supposedly extinct, but we still get earthquakes here on a regular basis. So there's a lot more electrical activity here just in general, so I think that influences the atmosphere. It has to. It has to, because whenever there's a volcanic eruption, there's always extra lightning. So it's gotta matter. So I think that's probably why some of our thunderstorms are really scary, but they're amazing.
Yep.
I love them. Jamie has Johnny Cash. Yeah. The burning ring of fire. Yeah. Hi, Broncos Nation 94. Hello. There was a bar in Key West, Florida with roll-up walls too. Ernest Hemingway used to hang out there. It's the best thing ever to have an outside room.
It's interesting how little people do that here. So most people who have, who aren't like really urban, but have a decent amount of property, they'll have a house, normal house with walls and windows that's sealed up pretty much all the time. And then they'll have a rancho, just a roof and a floor.
Yeah.
That's open all the time.
Yeah.
And nobody else does what we've done.
Where you put screens down.
They hang out outside in the day, and when the sun goes down, it gets a little cooler, or the bugs are coming out, they go in their house.
Yeah. I hate going in the house.
Yeah.
I love having the rancho here. We get to drop the blinds. It keeps the bugs out, but we still get to sit outside, right? Like it's absolutely perfect. But Ticos, they don't do that, right? Like screens aren't a thing here. All their windows, nobody ever has screens on the windows, even though there are a lot of bugs here, right? They just live with the bugs. But me, as soon as we moved in here, like the first week, I was hammering screens up in all the windows because I like having the windows open.
Yeah.
I want the breeze, but I don't want the bugs. I mean, they're not as bad as I expected them to be, but they're still bad enough that I don't like mosquitoes buzzing around my head while I'm trying to sleep.
So Black Snow from Sweden wants to know what our favorite Kaleo song is. For me, hands down, the live version of Backbone.
Yeah, Backbone for sure. Same, the live version. That's on Mike's playlist on Spotify, and I hear it all the time. It's fabulous. That's a great band, actually. They have a really good moody sound.
Hmm.
What was the hardest adaptation you had to endure, or was it easy peasy? Language.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say there's for me it's a toss up between language and navigating culture. Like the culture is very
Mm,
open and friendly, and
mhm.
people try to make it easy on you for the most part. But there's also some poverty and some crime of opportunity and some grifters. And when you don't know what's normal
Yeah,
in the culture, it's harder to tell when you're being taken advantage of.
yeah, it's true.
So I would say it's a toss up between that and language.
I mean, that's so much we got lucky because we right away hooked up with a fairly large group of really, really good people here. We got really lucky. I
Good
don't know,
night,
my
Jamie.
good night, Jamie. My mom goes, "Everywhere you go, you make friends." I was like, well, she says it like it's a bad thing, but it's like it's because I'm not an asshole to people generally, right?
Just on
So,
Twitter.
not even an asshole to people on Twitter most
I'm
of the
just
time,
teasing.
just if they have pronouns in their bio.
Mm.
But anyway, um, so we met up with a bunch of really, really good people, and so we've sort of taken their advice. They've directed us who to deal with, who to avoid, right? So we've got pretty lucky. And we picked an area on purpose. We picked an area that's really remote and rural farming area. It's way far away from all of the tourist stuff because most of the crime, like the crime of opportunity stuff, like robberies and car, we car break-ins and stuff, happens down there where the tourists go and they leave their cameras in the car or their wallets and stuff.
Hmm.
So we're so far away from all of that. We deliberately wanted to be far away from all of that so that
Yeah.
we wouldn't have to worry so much about those things. People here, they just kind of mind their own business.
Mostly salt of the earth people
Mhm.
in this area of the country for sure.
Like us, really,
Yeah.
right? Just
Yeah.
kind of happy to be helpful, but mostly mind their own business otherwise. And
Mhm.
right, they like having good people around.
Yeah,
So,
we're very lucky. We've made friends with expats who are in a lot of ways similar to us
mhm,
down here because you don't come down here by accident. You settle somewhere a lot closer to the airport or the coast,
mhm.
right? And native Ticos who speak English because we're not yet good enough to really be friends with people who don't speak English.
No, it's hard still.
We're working on the Spanish very hard, but we're not there yet.
Yep. That
Um,
has been the hardest part for me is the language.
so we have a good mixed group of friends, and some
Mhm.
of whom know each other, and some of whom don't. But it's pretty small.
Yeah.
So we keep running into people who know other people we already know.
Mhm. Everybody
Uh,
gets along pretty good.
yeah,
It's
yeah, it's a
good.
good spot.
It's an interesting culture here. Everybody's super friendly, right? Like, we had a car accident a few weeks ago, and the dude that like, it was my fault, right? I slid into his car. We were driving down the mountain, and it was a blind turn, and the road was a little wet, and my tires just slipped, and my car just slid right into this truck. So it's totally my fault. But we made arrangements to fix his truck for him, right? And the guy invites Mike over for coffee, right? Like, now we're friends. So, I mean, that doesn't happen most places, right? You wouldn't make friends with the person you had a car accident with, but it happens here, it's normal. They
Yeah,
just do that.
yeah,
They're just that friendly. So, as long as you're not a jerk, right? Like, you treat them
yeah.
decently.
And I think as soon as you could be nice to somebody's face, and as soon as you cross them, you'll get a reputation.
Yeah.
Like it is a tight community here, and the network's important.
Yeah. No, you wanna be careful that you don't screw anybody over because word travels fast in a place like this, and everything you want, it matters who you know. Because it's not like I can
Because there's not a store for it.
no, businesses here don't have websites. I can't just Google, "Where can I get such and such a thing in my area?" That doesn't work, right? And lots of times they don't have a storefront. Some guy on a farm like 3 kilometers off the road sells what you need, but you have to know where he is. But it means you gotta know somebody who knows where he is, and they gotta take you to show you where he is. And, so if you screw people over here, they just stop helping you,
Hmm.
and then you can't find anything. You can't get what you need.
Yeah, and we've been introduced to some people who have a bad rep, and it's
Yep.
and you can tell. You can
Yep.
tell in how they get treated and how people talk about them and
Yep.
the troubles they end up having.
Yeah, it
Mm.
makes life very difficult if you get a reputation that you screw people over, they just don't wanna deal with you here
Mm.
because the people here are poor enough, they can't afford to take the risk. So if they find out that you're a dick, they're just not gonna deal with you. But they won't tell you so to your face. They'll smile, "Yeah, oh, sure, I'll help
Hello.
you out," but then they'll ghost you completely, right? You'll get nothing.
Hmm.
So it's not worth it. They'll always you know what? We've always been golden rule types anyway, right?
Yeah,
We
this is
always
not
like
a
to
problem for us. We don't ever want to take advantage of anybody, even by accident.
Well, there's a reason we picked where we did. We picked here because it was like that, because we knew that was something we could deal with, because that's the kind of people we are.
Mm.
So, it was kinda like, "This is my place. This is" it feels more home here than it ever did in Canada. The whole 49 years I lived there, 48 years I lived there. I feel more at home here. The people here they're my people,
Hmm.
definitely. So thank you, Alexander. He says we're very likable and have great personalities. Well, mostly Mike.
I was going to say mostly you.
We always invite people over for tea and coffee. Sure. We're very sociable now. Actually, we have a more social calendar now than we ever did before.
Well, it's a more open and social culture
Mhm.
for sure,
Mhm.
and that's just reflected in our lifestyle.
Yeah, it's fabulous though. I mean, it makes for a busy week. This past week we had so one of our friends, she hurt herself, like broke a rib or something. She was in really bad shape. She had to go to the hospital. Spent the day at the hospital. So I brought dinner over for her so she wouldn't have to cook it. Her and her husband brought them some spaghetti and meatballs and some cookies because it was her birthday too. So she's injured and stuck at the hospital on her birthday. So I brought her dinner and some cookies. And then the next day, what was the next
That's
day?
Juan's
Oh yeah.
daughter and father.
Our friend from the hardware store, his family, his daughter had surgery, and then the very next morning, his dad died, and it was like, "Oh my" like, this poor family. It's just
And that's like a couple of weeks after his wife's uncle died,
yeah,
who was very, very close with them.
yeah, so they just keep getting kicked
Had a bad month,
by
those
life.
guys. Yeah.
So I had a whole plan to do a bunch of construction that day, and it's like, "Hell no, I gotta cook some" this is how I show love, I cook food, right? Like, so I cooked up a shitload of ribs and rice and some turkey soup and some bread. What else did I make? I can't remember. Oh, and a peach pie. And I bundled it all up, and I drove it over there to drop it off for them, and he's like, "I'm embarrassed, people don't do that here." I was like, "I can't understand." Like, I don't know, back me up, guys. Is it just me or is like, for me, it was always normal when there was a funeral, you brought casseroles, right?
Yeah, right.
Like, whenever a family
So
member
the
died, you
bereaved people didn't have to deal with mundane stuff.
yeah, so the people who are dealing with burying their loved one don't have to worry about the silly stuff, right? Like cooking dinner, right? They just have food handy so they can deal with the other stuff. So for me, it was totally natural. The first thing I do, "Oh, your dad died? I'll make you a casserole." Right? Like, I guess it sounds weird, but that's how we show love.
Hmm.
So I showed up with a boatload of food for him and his family, just dropped it all off. He's like, "I don't even know what to do with all this." "Eat it.
Eat it,
It's
man.
peach pie. How can you not?" So, but yeah, guys, is that a thing for you guys too? Right? Or is it just me? Like it seems
I
like a
don't
normal
know.
thing.
Maybe it's more. It used to be more widely spread, and it's kind of died out as culture's gotten a little colder.
Could be. He says people don't do that here, but I don't what do they do when your family when you have a
I think
death in the
they do other
family?
things. Like that people here are always helping each other
Mhm.
out. Like they're doing something.
I guess so. I don't know. Yeah, you didn't know what to do with all this food, but yeah, that's just me. I show my love with food. So,
I don't know if you missed it down there. DAW75 says Tommy Johansson's doing a Christmas video every day until
so I
Christmas.
have noticed some of the because YouTube notifies me when Tommy puts new stuff out, and I have noticed a couple of the Christmas songs I've been holding off. because I don't want to bury our channel in Christmas songs quite yet. But I think the week leading into Christmas, we're gonna start going heavy into. I've seen a few notifications for. There's a Lucy Thomas. She does a Christmas song. I almost clicked on it today,
No.
but I
But
didn't.
wait.
I didn't. I didn't. Yeah, see, Barry's with me. It's typical in Northwestern Ontario. You bring food to the funeral. That's just how you do it, right? What else can you do, right? Like your family member's dead. I can't do anything to help you, but I can feed you.
There
Hi,
you go.
Margot. Margot's not so sure about Bruno. She's not enjoying this new family member quite yet. She's very, look at her, because he's right here, and she's very nervous. It's okay, baby. Yeah. What's he say? Check out Demi Im from Australia for Christmas music. Oh,
Sounds like an idea. Somebody new.
sure. The good thing when you're in a community where everybody knows everybody's that everything kind of balances itself. Nobody wants to be an outcast in a place like this.
For sure.
Lots of times, yeah. I mean, there are some. There are some, and you gotta keep your eyes open for them. But for the most part, people will warn you off a little. You get a little heads up.
Once you learn to understand the warning signs,
Yeah.
like, because the people that aren't expats like us will warn you in ways that we're not necessarily familiar with. This is more subtle if you're not native to the culture. We're starting to learn. How people will phrase things and what they will and won't say when there's somebody to watch out for.
Yeah. Oh, so guys, I want to give you heads up. So I think I've convinced Mike finally. People have asked us before if we were gonna do ever like movie reviews and movie reactions. We were never gonna do those. But I think I've come up with one that I want to do. We're gonna see.
She's a crazy woman. She's a mad woman.
So there's this movie. I've only seen the trailer, but I've seen the trailer like 1,000 times because I can't stop watching the trailer, but I've never actually watched the whole movie. It's from like the 90s, right?
Yeah.
It's a movie called Rubber, and it's about a homicidal tire named Robert. And I gotta tell you, it's one of the best things I've ever seen in my life, this trailer. So I said to Mike, it came up again this week. I put it out on Twitter. I can't remember why. Oh, I remember why. What was that bear movie? The Cocaine Bear movie that's coming out in February? I was like, oh my God, it totally reminds me of this movie about this tire. So it came, guys, you got to watch Cocaine Bear. I'm really excited about it. I can't even lie. But so Rubber came up, and I said to Mike, you know what? That one I might actually do a reaction to because it would be hysterical. I'm sure. So, guys,
I'm sure it's not better than Attack of the Killer Tomatoes.
it's going to be better than Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. What the hell's wrong with you?
I'm a
Or like
pessimist.
Amazon Women on the Moon. Remember that one?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Some movies are so bad, they're good. It's true. So, Leak did a cover of Feliz Navidad. I love that one.
I understand more of the lyrics now than I did a year or two.
Yeah.
No, that makes sense. I understand that.
Oh, look. Azagoth says he loves that movie. Oh, dude, you're my dude. Okay.
And thanks for the Amigo the Devil recommendation. That was a really good song.
That was fabulous. We're totally doing more Amigo the Devil. So, wow, I cannot imagine how they made a movie with that, Steven.
I'm with you, Steven. I'm 100%
on YouTube.
with
You got to Google, like, search on YouTube Rubber trailer, and you got to watch this trailer. It looks fantastic. It's very Tarantino style. It's amazing.
Bears is about Christine's children.
Oh, he's right.
Right? Oh, it's Christina. 58 Fury, right?
I don't know. Why do you ask me hard questions? I don't know these things. She was a car.
Steven, prepare to be disappointed, my friend.
He lies. He sits there and he watches me laugh like an idiot. Every time I watch that trailer, all I do is laugh and laugh and laugh. It's hysterical. I can't. We're gonna try it. We're gonna try to do I hope it gets through. I don't know, but copyright is really complicated when it comes to things like movies, so we'll see. It'll be worth trying for sure. And if it works out, maybe we'll do the Cocaine Bear too. If you guys haven't seen the trailer for Cocaine Bear, you gotta check it out, man.
This is where everybody learns how weird Ginger is.
Come on, don't tell me that Cocaine Bear trailer didn't look awesome.
All right, I won't tell you.
Yeah, you know what? Who are those? The Coen brothers are like one of my favorite pairs.
For kids.
Yeah. So, like, yeah, I love the Coen brothers movies, guys. So that like anything in that vein that's kind of quirky and odd, sometimes really ridiculous. I mean, okay, let's be fair. Sharknado is really like idiotic. I can't watch that. It's kind of silly. Did they make a movie? We saw a trailer recently where they put sharks on the moon, right?
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense at all. Nothing even remotely as sensible as a homicidal tire. I'm just
Thanks
saying.
for chatting, Ellen. Have a good night.
Cheers! Steven says my sister has an infectious laugh. Like me. Yeah, you gotta show her the trailer for Rubber. Don't even.
I just did.
It's too good.
Well, my sweet, we're well over an hour.
Okay.
And I owe Doug a picture of your delicious soup, and I owe my belly your delicious soup.
So, guys, just FYI, here's a heads up for those of you that care. Some of you won't, but on my channel, I have I've had a request for because on Twitter the other day I put up a picture of a breakfast pizza that I made from scratch, right? Like handmade the dough and everything myself, and it was fabulous with like
Can confirm.
eggs on top and everything. Real breakfast pizza. So I had a request for making a video how to make breakfast pizza. So, oh wait, what's happened to our signal?
We're unstable.
Well, I know that already, but okay. Anyway, so this week I'll be putting up a video how to make breakfast pizza from scratch, and it'll be fabulous. And coming up soon, I will be doing Christmas cookies. But tonight I cooked a very spicy habanero Caribbean chicken soup with like
I've had it
chicken
before.
and coconut milk and soy sauce and habaneros.
It's so good.
Yeah.
And it smells so good cooking on the stove, man.
Yeah. This one will make you sweat to eat. My Tico neighbor, I brought some up to her, and she's Costa Rican, and she's eating this soup and she's sweating. She's got a pat her forehead.
It's because she's from the wrong side of the country. She's not from Limon.
I gotta tell you though, it is spicy. It's good. And that's what we're having for dinner tonight.
Yes.
So
Doug, I'll get a big chunk of that chicken in the broth and everything in a bowl and put a photo up in that thread on Twitter.
yes. Well, Stephen, maybe I'll share my recipe. I might put it on the community page because I won't do a video for that one because it's ridiculous how simple it is. Like it's stupid simple. So it's kind of not even worth a whole video, but I might share my recipe on the community page for anybody who's interested. Because if you like spicy
You like the heat
and rich and super easy, this is your soup for sure. So anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in.
Yeah. Nice
Bruno is still completely sacked out, like he's dead.
Bruno, you're not dead, are you?
No, he's not dead. His leg is shaking. See? So it was nice chatting with all of you again. Next week we'll probably do comment reaction because it's been a while.
Yep.
But otherwise, we'll see you in the comments. Stay tuned for the rest of the week. Good night, guys. Mwah. What do you say, Bruno? You want some soup?
He doesn't want that soup.